What's up, guys? It's your boy Goblins, and we're talking about the Grass Crest Shield, the Chloranthy Ring, and some Green Blossom today. So I'm doing this live right now because I already have this pre-recorded. What you guys are seeing right now is me running without any buffs whatsoever. No Grass Crest, no Chloranthy Ring, none of that stuff. And I want to talk about this stuff because I want to see if it's actually worth using or not. And only when you're using all three at once is it really effective. But otherwise, I'm just showing you guys that it's not really that great, just like individually. So now we're going to go ahead and equip the Chloranthy Ring, which I'm going to run through really quick. Both the Chloranthy Ring and the Grass Crest Shield should raise your stamina recovery by 7 points per second in Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 1, it just gave you 50% better stamina recovery, and those items did stack in Dark Souls 1, and I believe it works a little bit like kind of in between with Dark Souls 2 for these items and whatnot. And I didn't actually test those items for Dark Souls 2. So now you're seeing Grass Crest Shield with Chloranthy Ring, and as you can see, I'm running pretty fast right now with some pretty decent stamina regen. It works quite effectively together, but is it really worth your time is like my biggest question. I actually wanted to make this video for quite a while now. Next up, we got Green Blossom, Grass Crest Shield, and the Chloranthy Ring all together. And you'll notice afterwards when I show a comparison that it is quite a difference in stamina regen, but requiring 3 different things in order for you to actually get optimal stamina regen isn't quite the greatest. And the Grass Crest Shield overall isn't that great of a shield to begin with as well. And I unfortunately hate to say that because I love the Grass Crest Shield in prior games. It only blocks 47.8% of damage, which is like its average block apparently, and that's not really that great. So here's a comparison side by side without any buffs whatsoever, and Grass Crest Shield, Chloranthy Ring, and Green Blossom. Right here is where you can see the stamina regen, and we will slow-mo that afterwards in a second here. And you'll notice that it only increases about 25% overall your stamina regen, and it, like, once again works differently in these games, but even then it's not as effective as it could be. Having to stack once again 3 items all together just doesn't seem like a good idea. So here's where you can see the regen, and we're going to freeze frame that for you guys. Right there, you can see that it's approximately 25% or so of stamina regen. So depending really on your build and how much you need that stamina recovery will really depict how much you actually need this combo. Once again, it is most effective with all 3 items, but personally I see that as, 3 items I have to focus in on, and that includes popping Green Blossom, unfortunately. Now I know in PvP, for example, I am able to step away, let my stamina recover, and then roll back into the fight, and I do just fine. So even with a dex build, I feel like if you had a good amount of endurance with stamina and everything, even then, is it really as effective as it could be? I'm just not too sure. So here's a comparison for Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3, you can see I'm wearing Chloranthy Ring and the Grass Crest Shield. Dark Souls 1, I'm just using the Grass Crest Shield. And see that stamina difference? Quite the stamina difference in different games, so we're just going to let the stamina drain out really quick here. And give it a second. Now we go back up, and look at that. It's approximately the same, and that's with Chloranthy Ring and Grass Crest in Dark Souls 3, and in Dark Souls 1, just the Grass Crest. So is it effective? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide on that one. Use it as you please. Just doesn't seem as effective as it could have been in Dark Souls 1, for example, because Dark Souls 1 stamina regen increases things by intervals of like 50% to 20% to 30%, so on and so forth, and those items all stack, of course. Whereas with Dark Souls 3, you get point intervals that actually raise up with how you stack these items. I personally will say I don't think it's worth your ring slot for Chloranthy Ring, and I think there's much better shields out there for defending with. I once again just wanted to make this video because I used to love the Grass Crest Shield, and seeing in Dark Souls 3 just doesn't seem as good as it used to be. And I hate to say it, but yeah, I think this testing would be really helpful for you guys. So hope that was kind of helpful in some sort of way. That's all I got to talk about for today, guys. As I always say, drop a like for your boy Goblins, and I'll be back here with more Dark Souls content and Overwatch content in the near future. So take it easy, guys. Have a general good, and if there's anything else you guys want tested, just let me know in the comments, and we can see what we can work out. So, peace out!